Welcome to the Benjamin Zulu Show. It is always a pleasure having you on board. And thank you so much for the great positive feedback you are sending to us, Asanteni Sana. And we are on it again. And we want to talk about how you can succeed together as a couple. There are some things we need to master. And one of the things we talk about is having that mastermind.
And we want to base it on family. Mm-hmm. We have been discussing beginners and also trying to enter marriage. Mm. This is for those who are inside, right? And we want to base on, if you are already together, how can you then ensure that you actually succeed? What is success? Success is progressive achievement of a worthy goal. The goals you set and you start achieving them progressively, that is success. But setting the goals themselves is first level of success. Why do people avoid setting goals? Because it involves thinking ahead, planning, anticipating, researching, speculating. It involves measuring things that are invisible.
Yeah.
It involves you adjusting your behavior now to align for those goals.
Yes.
And many people find goals confining. They would rather just fleet through life. So it is the setting and the progressive realization of the goals.
Yes.
And why don't many people set goals? Itself, it's work. Have you ever tried to design a house? Even when you have the piece of land, to design the house you want to build, you have a tape measure, you are drawing, you are sketching, you are thinking, how many color, which color can, you feel like copying the ribbon directly. You realize this is not working for me. You can borrow this idea, but I have to tweak it. Yeah, your head spins until it's tired. Only planning a house.
Yeah. That is planning.
You have not yet paid or broken ground.
Yeah.
Just deciding what budgets. You ask so many people, how can I estimate the cost? What should be the size of the stack? Should this take? But the room floor plan is one of the hardest headache in designing houses. How to position this one there advantageously without wasting space and committing impossible mistakes. The mistake you can't commit. The washroom should not face directly to become unusable. People will go there and feel too uncomfortable because it's just there. So it gives, it's a puzzle. You know the puzzle we used to hate?
Yes.
Setting goals sometimes is a puzzle. Designing what you want is a puzzle. Many people think it's easy because they never committed their head to it. Really now, if you want to put the moves of your next 5 years, you realize it's a puzzle.
Yes, it is.
Because you have to drop this peak, this or lift, and just take away from this, put. So, and if you are just drawing things that you not need to work out, they wouldn't bother you. But now that you know you are drawing a house in order to build it and live with it and deal with it and pay for it, we call it easily goal setting. We trivialize because we never get in.
Yes.
There should be a whole lesson on fundamentals because there are 3 types of goals. We have the long range, what you're living for. Then you have intermediate. This year, next month, next year, this project, intermediate. Then we have immediate. For today and this week, the grocery shopping. How much money I have here versus what is needed there. The fuel in the car. So the immediate, intermediate, and long range. And you should align all of them, and you are the common denominator. The rules to succeed as a couple. I want to tell them how to succeed as a couple. We like it when we tie our things to how we are trying to work out our families, our relationships, and our personal development. How to succeed as a couple, number 1 is to dissolve your differences. Now, we have said...
Dissolve.
Please, I'm not talking about resolve. When you solve a difference, you talk out. You speak out. Why are we disagreeing? But it will come up again over the same issue.
Yeah.
If you don't dissolve the root cause.
True. The root cause.
The attitude, the habit, the mindset, the entitlement, the belief. If you don't address why you interpreted that way. I had not learned that until I had a certain teacher, Drummond, said, You'll be caught in a cyclic of the same nature of disagreements with your partner, and 20 years of your prime productive time will be spent in conflict. And every time you're together, it's about solving a problem. There will never be clean air between you. You love each other, you're committed, you're not trying to get out. It may not be huge things like cheating. You know, sometimes you talk about the huge foxes, but the small foxes are very energy consuming. So he was talking about dissolving. And I'll tell you how to dissolve your difference. After you resolve, after you discuss what happened and we arrive at a truce, and I say sorry, you say sorry, develop this uncomfortable habit of going back after the conflict is gone to question why it came up in the first place. Sometimes you ask the person, sometimes you reflect alone. It is very uncomfortable because it was a bad experience. No more people wouldn't go back there. Are we together? Ordinarily, your emotions, do they want to go back to uncomfortable things?
No.
So it's not natural. Learn to dissolve, not just resolve conflict. When you dissolve a conflict, it never comes back. You kill the root. For example, your wife always delays you in when you are going at 8 a.m. You decide we are leaving at 8, and you at 8 you are there shaking your keys. Prepare and set. And now she has lost her clutch bag. She can't find the mirror. There is a particular lipstick. She had stepped out, and then she remembered. Then
I'm not on the right shoe.
She still wants your review on how she looks when you're already 15 minutes late. You know? And so throughout the drive, you're very tensed. You feel irritated because you have to explain to some people why and you're not the kind of person to be late. You know? And the tension, and you may resolve it at some point. Oh, I'm sorry, it's okay. And then you cool off. And then you go on. What will happen? The next trip, she will also be late. And it will come back. How do you dissolve that? After it is sorted and tension goes, maybe on your trip back in the evening, or sometime later that week, you can bring it up. Say, I notice sometimes it's like we have different, this time it's not accusatory. When you are dissolving, you are discussing with openness. How can we make sure we never have that kind of again?
You're having a healthy conversation.
Yes. And for you, how is timing for you? When we say 8, does it start putting a sense of urgency on you at 6? Or you realize, oh my God, it's already 7:40. You know the people like that. What is that for you? How does it accumulate for you? Or do you find me rigid? That even if we said 8, I should be flexible, know that sometimes it's 8:30. Be sincere there. Do you know after that, you can make a person, my God, do you know even throughout, people have always complained, I am late. It was never a thing in me. I think it's a sensitivity I need to develop. And by just discussing it when it's not accusatory, when nobody will be implicated, just wanted to help each other, now you dissolve the root. They realize I need to work on my time sensitivity. And how can you help me? Next time we have an appointment, remind me 2 hours ahead. And that sometimes, many times I have appointments, guys, I hear this comment of, hey, you are a Mzungu, you know, you're this white person, you keep precise with time. You know, we used to associate punctuality with Mzungu.
Yes.
You know? And I tell them it works for me. If I come last minute, I'll be tensed. There'll be harassment and stress and panic because I have no time and and you end up harassed, traumatizing to drive when you have only 2 minutes to arrive.
Yes.
And I learned early on that if I can just arrive there ahead and rest there, I'll be in charge of my life. I'll be in charge of the dynamic. I'll think better. I'll not arrive here. Sorry, I'm late.
Where are we? And you start lying.
So I like it when we can discuss the root. I was not always like that. It's a habit I developed. Let me tell you, when you dissolve differences as a couple, not just resolving, you go to the root. What happened? What caused us? After you have resolved now, no emotions now. There are no feelings. But should this situation arrange itself again, what should we do differently? This person starts working on their punctuality before a situation comes up, and they invite you now to push them. There before you could not push them because they were defensive.
Yeah.
Now they invite you to push them, remind them. And they can also say sometimes they realize you get moody and irritated in case they run late. You can also decide that in case we run late, I'll see what we can adjust. Instead of just getting the frustration getting to me, letting emotions come up. What has happened there? You have gone back to something that you had already settled to pluck the root, to solve it for the future. What happens when you dissolve enough of differences? Because many couples never get here, so you don't hear it discussed a lot. When you dissolve most of your friction areas, for example, some things I do and she doesn't like it, and it irritates her always. That I used to be messy, so I would forget clothes. Where I arrived first, the cap will remain. The socks there. Or a small thing for women about stepping on that thing before you get into the house. And if you are muddy and you stepped there, it will leave mud.
Yes.
So you should remove shoes before
stepping on it.
So you keep forgetting. So after I realized enough times that I keep forgetting this thing, I come when there is no that conflict now to study, to teach myself what I can do differently. And I discussed with her. And then she realized, you know what? I can actually get another mat. For you. We solve it when it is not emotional. That as I practice, there's another mat that we can put there specifically for me. So you realize that every time there's a general cleaning, you get dislodged, disoriented. You know, the women come and clean. She comes with her helpers and they clean. So when they clean, they move everything. No, you can't find anything.
Yes.
You know, they did a good job.
Yeah.
But now you can't find your bathing towel. You don't know which shoe was placed where. This clothes. And you feel, what's wrong with these people? You know? Later on you sit and decide, oh, that bathing towel, it's a minor thing, but when I get in the bathroom and I have to go out again and look for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, this should have been common sense. You should have known when I come. Say, they're doing the right thing, and it's just genuine conflict of interest. It's just genuine brush. So come with a solution. Get several of these towels. Whenever this one is washed, the other one remains in place. Oh, so it's all about your watches. Get them. Can we get that holder?
Yeah.
And your watches. Yes. You know, dissolve. When you dissolve enough of them, harmony comes in. Places of friction diminish to insignificance. It leaves you the perfect space for mastermind. Let me define mastermind. Mastermind is two minds functioning as one. You develop a level of connectedness that you can brainstorm issues within minutes, within fractions of moments. You can think on higher level, and you can now begin to experience extrasensory perception. ESP was a concept that was being taught when people are discovering hypnosis or discovering things. Extrasensory perception is when I can think what you're thinking by using clues that are too minor to put in words. And yet I'm right. When you attain perfect harmony, such rhythmic motion between you that you can think about issues without even expressing them, you can now invent jointly. That's how masterminds do. Masterminds invent jointly. Biggest projects of this world were not invented by one mind. Google was invented by two guys working jointly. And they struggled with it until it dawned on them at night. One guy woke up sweating, I got it. He woke up singing a phrase. You know, a phrase that captures the technical, because they hit a technical hit and they're almost giving up. You know, you can run the program online by clicks. You can run the program. He dreamt with it somewhere after a lot of struggle. I get, but do you mean this? And the mastermind invented Google. Two people. They were looking for a search engine that was more perfect. That before the search engines were giving irrelevant results. And people had to download, put it on the computer. They wanted something you don't have to download anything. You can talk with it from where it is. But nobody had done that before. It seemed weird. You attain mastermind as a couple when you have dissolved areas of repeated conflict to a degree that the space between you is calm, harmonious. There is no emotional tension. It's not frequent. Until now, the project you're working on, the child you're trying to think where to take them to school, this habit you saw, this idea you saw here, this business idea, the house you saw, it becomes so embedded that it's like you are an extension of each other's mind. That is where you invent as a couple. My point number 2. You're following?
It's mind-blowing.
When you have resolved enough differences, and in our next show, I'll tell you why differences keep coming up between us, because we are defensive and egotistical and cyclic, not progressive.
Yeah.
We are comfortable to return to the same thing year after year.
It's a cycle.
Yes. That there's always a flirting issue with you and the men. We have talked about that, and now you have locked your phones. There's always a suspicion. Sometimes it's not me who is suspicious, it's you who is paranoid. You keep scrolling. How long will you get to a place where you can comfortable and trust and believe? You've not overcome that injury. You were injured by betrayal by some ex some years back. Do you think you would see a counselor and help you settle and learn to rest? I realize you don't rest. When you are alone and my phone is around, you are restless. You're imagining how you can check it and cooking up scenarios. Somebody has a cyclic insecurity issue. Even when I'm not doing anything. Now we visit it one day when there's no tension. So I thought we can solve these once and for all. What do you think? No. Actually, I need to grow there. And how you can help me? Just help me get a good counselor and sometimes call it out to help me reform. If you dissolve issues in that sense, you arrive at a place where conflict is so rare. Harmony is more common. Wow. Let me also inform you that most of your differences with your partner are repetitive. No, sorry, I did not snoop on you guys. But I know human psychology now. You are always arguing about the same things. Same things. You are more firm in your parenting, she's more permissive. And you're always arguing over why are you permitting everything? Why are you restricting everything? And after the difference is solved, you leave it there. It will come back. It will come back. So I'm not a prophet of doom, but I just wanted to inform you. If you do not, after the tension is gone, after the air of tension is gone, feeling hurt and feeling irritated, after the anger is gone, when there's no conflict now, I noticed that it's like our parenting styles are diametrically opposite, and our children are learning how to play between us. They wanted to go and play, you said no, they came to me and said yes, so and this one wanted to sleep to watch this, it's about my belief. We were restricted as children, and I hate that kind of restriction. Even me too, we were so let do everything, so we never learned the way. So I want to show them that, so it's about our upbringing. Oh my God, that is enlightening. So you are saying your mama, yes, every time you try to hold this, you are beaten up. We try this, you are punished. So me, I hate, now I realize it's connected. My feelings about guiding children are informed by Yenka. I don't like the way
yes.
And me, where we came from, it's grandma bringing us up, no instruction, so she can't connect with us. So I realized we did a lot of guesswork and mistakes, and I'm fearing them doing mistakes. I'm trying to guide them, Yeah. So where can we find middle ground? Now, because these are daughters, and your relationship with them is playful. Dad. Dads always spoil daughters.
Yes.
And over-punish sons. And the opposite the opposite with mothers. They spoil the son, over-punish the daughter. So, because we are dealing with daughters both, only you can be disciplinarian because you are the mother. You're the one who knows where they are extending their boundaries. They can hide as a woman. No, I'm not feeling well. Me, I can't even evaluate that. They hide and get away with it.
Yeah.
But you being a woman, you can tell. What are you saying? You're not feeling well. What is happening? Show me. You can come close and check. So only you can be the deputy principal. Me, I'll be the principal.
Yes.
But we are going to be talking. If it's an issue that is, we'll discuss it. And then I'll be sending them to you on many issues that I am not competent about.
Yes.
If I know I'm not sure what is happening here, please, only mom can decide that part. Let's speak one voice. What has happened? You used to conflict over you're always allowing, you're always restricting.
Wow.
You have dissolved it. So that issue stops being a conflict point. That energy is released for creativity. The purpose for coming together was to create not just children, but a solution in life, a happiness, a role model home. You come together to create, not to survive. Second point is you dissolve your difference. Number 2, invent. Invent a unique life. That life can involve businesses. That life can involve children that are talented and well balanced, that are well nurtured. That life can involve a community of help. It can involve mentorship. Invent jointly. Let me repeat that. Left to yourself, you continue inventing separately. Willie does a show, the wife likes business with women, so she is doing some stuff that me too I'm doing here. And we help each other to pay bills with what we get. That's how many couples, they leave it there.
Yeah.
There is no, the circles of the Olympic, the between circles. You are there, I'm here, and the space in between is our family. What are you inventing jointly? Start easy by inventing your home jointly. It will exercise how you bring your minds together, your emotions together, how you think together. Start by, she's better at interior design, you are good at outside. From the interior design point of view, do you think when sitting room is next to, or do you think, yeah, you know, I would like that, where did you put the stairs? Did you try this? Which ceiling options are happening today? Okay, no, I found this one. What do you think of this? As you exchange photos, ideas, collaboration, discussing, inventing just a house jointly, without you just talking to your boys and coming and say, we decided this is the design. Or her saying, no, me, I decided I'm black and blue, I'm playing black and blue, and it's okay, that's my domain. I can't do that house, I do. Then you start fighting. Then she's consulting outsider. They coming back and fighting. Many consultations don't lead to harmony. They just lead to a permanent detaching.
Yeah.
Invent together. Tell each other that we are here to come up with something and surprise the world. Tell each other that. Tell each other that we raise children that have a balanced view of the world and we feel proud. We will raise children that represent what we stand for, values of honesty and kindness. We will raise a family that is peaceful and harmonious. We will play one of our slogans. You need constitutions, huh? You need family traditions.
Yes. Very important.
You invent those things. Some things I was telling people online, part of my family policy, and what I always wanted is, I wanted a family where we are friends. We do things in the wrong places, but in a good way. Like singing in the kitchen, dancing in the bathroom. Doing things in the wrong places for fun.
Yes.
You know, and I wanted a place where it's dad cooking, it's the children supervising. No, that soap. I wanted that place where is the child scoring, dad's cooking today. You know, is the dad scoring, the son's driving today. You know, is the mom guiding the son how to cook. I wanted that friendship and freedom. I wanted a place where there's no banging of doors and shouting. There's no screaming. I wanted the only loud voice is laughter. The only loud voice is song. I wanted to sing in the moon. One reason I'm obsessed with not living in a flat is that I can see the moon. They may be petty, but they matter to me. I came up with a country, and I don't understand these city people who live on top of each other. Where do you see the wind? Where are the trees? Where is the where is the sun? No, I'm country boy by blood. So, invent a life and agree on it. So, how to invent? I'll give you the last rule. Educate, expose, grow each other together. Grow as a pair, as a team. Stop growing separately. Expose each other to similar things. When you find a good book, tell her about it. It may not click with her personality, but she may know which dimension, which conversations are you going about. And my girl shocked me. You will be learning your partner for life because she will not remain who she is. For as long as she's evolving, you are evolving. You keep learning each other. she studies materials that women naturally wouldn't study. Books that are written with examples from war. You know, things like war, those are not feminine. And,
Yeah.
you know, it's just the masculine energy, aggression and strategy and cornering and finishing. And that's not woman energy. You know? But I studied those kind of books so much that I keep quoting them. So she looks for one to see from inside. What is this? 48 laws of power. Why are you guys obsessed with power? Anyway, so you know, every young man's battle. Why are your language, battle, power, war, winning. Okay. So, and their language amazes me as well. There's a book written for women by TDX called The Lady, Her Lover, and Her Lord. The energy is so ladylike. I read it cover to cover to get the gist. So that I can switch positions and go to her end. Grow together, and one way to grow together is learn how to visit as a tourist the feminine world. She visits as a tourist, and you the tour guide, the masculine world. When a guy says this, where is that coming from? That's just toxicity. It's not even masculinity. That's selfishness. That guy is not even thinking. A proper guy is gentle. He will tell you what he wants. He's goal-oriented. He thinks in straight lines, but they're not manipulative and backhanded like that. That's not You can help her distinguish what is man, what is toxic. And she can help you know what is manipulative, what is sincere. Because there are many things my girl taught me. I was not going to learn them quickly. She told me that cheap girls seduce you directly. Cheap girls behave sexually too. But the higher level of seduction is when she acts needy for you to help, for you to play the rescuer. And she knows that's enough emotional connection to get you entangled. That's how men have messed with. Help me with my son, you can talk to her, to him. And there's no professional, you know, when it's professional, it's professional.
Yes.
But this friendly, she's a widowed or something, and your colleagues, and you start assisting like a man. And genuinely, I'm not saying all of them mean it, but many of them have mastered that art of asking for your assistance sincerely and appreciating. At some point, you feel entitled to appreciation, and she seems open to it. That's how emotional entanglements develop. And she was telling me that indirect method has caught so many men off guard. She just plays needy, and you, because you're good-hearted and want to help.
Yeah. You go right ahead.
You know? The thing is that rule is grow together as a team. Read the same materials. Expose yourself. Travel. See the world. Peruse. So let's again summarize how to succeed as a couple. The laws of succeeding as a family, how to make it together. And we said, number one, dissolve. Don't just resolve your differences. Go to the root. After the problem is gone, revisit and see what takes us that direction collision course. What is the back end? What can we deal with now to rule out that problem in the future? And number two, invent a life, invent a legacy, invent a family name, brand yourselves. Take pride in surprising the world. Think this is created by the first. After you dissolve enough conflicts that they're not cyclic and coming back every time, the space becomes harmonious and peaceful. And now you can invent together a unique home, unique children, unique life, unique cooking recipes, unique setting of the house, unique dressing. Together now you can think like children. Experiment things. You laugh them off when they go bad. You feel happy when they turn it right. And thirdly, grow, journey, expose, learn together. Study materials, mention them to each other. A good coach you saw somewhere, a good authority, a good resource. If you follow these three, at the end you realize that getting married was not just arriving. It was connecting, then going up. Many people just marry. We settled. Yeah, now we settled it down. You know, we settled. Institution of marriage. Connected during marriage, then we ascended together until we could be different places, different people, but as one. That's how they say, we want to revive the spark. The spark died because you stayed there. Fires die when you keep them there. You move until you get different kind of fuel, firewood and levels. When you finally see that person, you no longer see a woman. You see my journey mate, my co-traveler. And when you are nearing midlife phases of life, you say, you know, I've seen so many versions of you. I feel like you're still new to me in a sense every day. And yet you're the person I've known the most. Because our layers of evolution, a time we used to be here, a time we used to be there, a time we used to be there. It's the journey together and trusting each other with each other's ideas. Many people trust you with their heart, but not with their ideas. Trust each other with your thoughts. Trust each other with your ideas are very insecure because they show directions of what you're considering. By the time you trust each other with novel concepts and attempts and just thinking, that is the highest degree of trust. People trust each other with their bodies, with money when they have grown. But by the time they trust each other with what they are thinking, that's the highest level. Yes.
Wow. Thank you so much. We appreciate. Wow. And if you're out there and maybe your marriage is not that successful, you have the 3 points. You can follow them through. And remember, you need to create that friendship and work together as a team so that you can be able to grow together. Remember, marriage is called an institution. And the reason why it's called an institution is because just like any other institution, there's the vision, there's the goals, the mission, objectives. And when we come together in marriage and we are able to connect all these objectives, the goals, the visions, we will be able to enjoy and we will have a successful institution called marriage. So thank you so much for joining me. My name is Winky. Goodbye.